Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the second half of the 2015 World Sports Series season. It's round 6. We're here at the home of British Motorsport. It's the Silverstone circuit in Northamptonshire, 5.9-kilometre circuit. It's one of the longest on our calendar, and it's sure to provide some excellent racing despite a slightly barren grid, to be honest. Our lowest turnout of the year with 23 drivers, 24 drivers actually now with the latest people. A little bit of rain potentially in the air to spice up the action as well. It's sure to be a good event, and perhaps for some teams a chance to score some elusive points. My name is James Kirk, with you as always. On cameras tonight once again is Mr. Mike Phillis, and joining me on co-coms is Mr. Stefan McCready. Now Stefan, we've just watched the qualifying session wash past us, and Agustin Canapino there has become the first person this year to take a second pole position. He's ahead of Sven de Vries, looking on better form. Eric Strana and Kevin Seeley alongside him. Sven de Vries, the only man out of those four not to have any sort of weight ballast. So a chance for Sven maybe to get a good result, but very impressive from Canapino as well. He currently sits fourth in the standings with 18 kilograms of weight.
Yeah, it was a good lap from Canapino. Obviously, like you said, our first repeat pole position winner of the year, so that's great for him. Yeah, but Sven de Vries is in a very good position, actually, to kind of take advantage of not having any weight. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does. But yeah, it was a good qualifying session overall. Nice close times posted.
It was very cheeky from Sven. He basically caught the draft of Kevin Siggy, who himself has got 27 kilograms of weight ballast. He was in his draft for pretty much the entire lap, and it showed going up there at top. Eric, of course, he's got 9 kilograms now after overtaking Jordan Weeks into 5th. Risto Capit, our championship leader, with 45 kilograms, showing a lot more here today on the longer circuits. Only able to qualify P6. Jordan Weeks was ahead of him in P5, and then the top 10 was rounded out by Marcus Riffle for Racing Team Schroten with a 7th there. I'll go Ted Air for Enterprise GP after an okay start. He's up there in the top 10. David Francic, P9. He had his podium taken away from him in Montreal after the penalties came out. So it's a shame to see him fall down a bit, but good to see him back in the top 10. And Cameron Brewster rounds out our top 10 for Walk Racing. So really anybody with 2 cars here, because as I say, we've only got 24 drivers. They could really capitalise here. The likes of Ice Cold, the likes of Enterprise, the likes of Vodball, of course, the likes of Walk Racing, who of course lead the championship, and perhaps it's worth going through the 2 championships as it is. So the teams, the top 5, Walk Racing on 192. After penalties, Drake had caught up a little bit to them, but not by much. They are well back on 146. Behind them then is Ice Cold on 138. Vodball is then on 135, and Mazurek rounds out the top 5 on 110. And then for the drivers, Risto Capit leads on 124 points from his Estonian good friend. Martin Lepastra on 103 points. Kevin Siggy on points alone is third on 94. Augustin behind him on 94. Eric Strana then rounds out the top 5 on 93, with Weeks on 91. Tom Parker, who's not here tonight, on 90. Cameron Brewster on 68. Sven de Vries on 67. And David Giant, who qualified pretty poorly here in the Lusitania, rounding out the top 10 on 66. So just looking at the team's championship, we have Drake without a driver here today. That could severely hamper them. And I'll tell you what, Martin Lepastra hasn't been looking quick in practice either, qualifying outside the top 10 for what I believe is the first time this year. They could see themselves tumbling if they're not careful.
Yeah, this isn't. It's not a great situation for Drake at the moment. No, probably chances are they are going to fall behind both Walk cars, so instantly at a disadvantage. But yeah, you're right. There's a great opportunity for some teams to score, a good double points finish, because we've got such a fair grid compared to what we usually have. So you've got people like RTS who've got the potential there as well. So it's going to be quite an interesting race to new point scorers potentially. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be good.
We will probably go through the predictions once we're going through the formation lappers. It's ironic, the one lap that we can get through all 40 drivers without too much of a fuss, we have as little people. But I tell you what, that reduction of grid size in terms of people not turning up, that will not have gone unseen by the league administration either. There's been a bigger initiative this year to clamp down on teams who are not fielding drivers, and I'm sure that a couple of them might
Cosmo
be under a small review. Yeah, Cosmo
are at risk.
No drivers. So We shall wait and see, of course. It's all down to the league administration. They can choose to review it, they can choose to overlook it, of course. We shall bring you any news that we do have next time out, which will be at the Red Bull Ring. It should be an exciting race then, but we're hoping for 2 exciting races now. There'll be 12 laps each. We are using the full circuit, not a shortened circuit, as you might have figured out by the 2-minute laps. And we are heading to the grid now, and unfortunately we've already had one guy failed to make it. Sandeep Choda, who was
Oh my god.
he decided to wing it today. He qualified 18th without any practice, was driving for CM Tech, and he's gone already. So the full grid today is 25 drivers. That is almost half the maximum amount that we can have in this championship. So very disappointing, actually.
Yeah, it's not great, but still, hopefully that doesn't affect the racing. That's all we come to see in the end. So, yep, should be a cracker, hopefully.
So it's Agustin Canapino then, who leads us off on pole position. His 2nd of the year, and his 1st since Monaco. Very different tracks as well, Monaco and Silverstone, so showing good versatility is the Argentine. Sven de Vries, his highest qualifying of the year there in 2nd for Mazurek. He's not seen these heights since his days with Adonis Engineering last year. Eric Strana, by the way, Agustin Canapino has 18 kilograms of weight ballast. We're going now to 3rd. Eric Strana for Ice Cold, he has 9 kilograms of weight ballast for this race. And Kevin Siggy behind him in P4, he has 27. Jordan Weeks is free of weight ballast for the first time this year. He's in 5th with Torrent Motorsports. And Risto Capit behind, the championship leader with a full 45 kilograms. He is P6 for Walk Racing. Marcus Riffel with a pretty good qualifying. He's P7 for Racing Team Stroke with Argo Tedder. His best qualifying, P8 for Enterprise GP. David Francic is P9 for Triple 20, and rounding out the top 10 is Cameron Brewster for Walk Racing. A very good qualifying for Scott Cervic, P11 for Woods Racing, looking to get some more points on the board after Montreal. With Martin Lapassa, 2nd in the championship, 36 kilograms of weight ballast, really affecting him this time, only P12 for the Estonian. Behind him, Matthew Allington, P13 for YDF1, scored points last time out in Montreal. We'll be hoping to do that again. And David Junt, 2nd in the championship last year, really struggled here so far, only P14 for his new team Lusitania after leaving the now defunct THR team in World Sport Series. Emil Solberg starts P15 for Ice Cold with Jeffrey Fournier. A bit of a disappointing qualifying for the Frenchman, only P16 for Epic Racing Team. With Wupke Hoekstra, as we hear that there is no picture on the broadcast apparently, so maybe we can sort that out. Wupke Hoekstra will start P17 for Racing Team Stroton with Sandeep Choda. Oh, Choda is in, thankfully. P18 for CM Tech Racing. Don't know how that happened. Maybe it was a clone or something. We welcome Luca Gurm for Triple 20, P19, and rounding out the top 20 is Wesley Morris for Tayfor Motorsports, still without capitalising names, unfortunately. Rob Mason starts P21 for Epic, so we do have the 2 Epics here today, mind you. With Jack Mayers, P22 for Tayfor. Then Fran Lopez didn't qualify, P23 for Vodball. Tyron Frith didn't qualify, P24 for TTF. And rounding out the back of the grid, and starting from pit lane actually, is Tomu Cabrera. For CM Tech Racing, he had a 10th-place grid penalty, so no matter what happened, really, he was going to start at the back, as we shall try and get the pictures for you.
On the Sandeep front, he didn't actually leave the game, he typed that.
Oh, right. Very clever. He caught me out.
Funny one, sir.
Cheeky. Very funny. Very funny. Ha 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 ha. Right then, so, can I have a prediction for the winner, Mr. McCready?
I think if you can take advantage of being weightless, and the weight Canapino's carrying, I reckon De Vries is in a very good position to take this one. So I'm going to say De Vries.
I'm going to go for Strana. I think 9 kilograms will not really affect him that much, and he's a very experienced race winner. Sven hasn't won in a while, so we shall wait and see how this goes. Broadcast is sorted, and we look to the lights. We have 2, 3, 4... and 5, and here for the first time at Silverstone. We're racing, and it's a decent start from everybody. It's a good start from Siggy there in 3rd, but to be honest, I think everyone's going to be shuffling in pretty much the same throughout the order. Let's have a look. Yeah, not too many worries, actually, to be honest. Everyone with a good start. I see actually Argo Ted has fallen a couple of positions down to P10, but Strana with a good start. Actually, they're all Kevin Siggy hitting Sven de Vries round.
This is going to cause the domino effect.
Oh dear, everyone trying to avoid. That was poor from Siggy. I think I only caught the end of that. but Sven de Vries falling down the order already. Canapino with a nice lead from Strana from Siggy. Cap it up to 4th. He's had a great. Cameron Brewster up to 5th. He's had an excellent start, the Walk Racing driver. Weeks in 6th there with Argo Teles 7th, with Juntin 8th, Solberg 9th, Frančić 10th now as we head into Brooklands after Wellington Straight. Everyone trying to shuffle through as quick as possible. Sven de Vries already out. So decided to rage quit, I feel, unfortunately. Tommy Cabrez just left the pits as everyone is trying to shuffle their way through. Now I see Cameron Brewster trying to hold on to Jordan Weeks there. Jordan Weeks trying to shove his way up the inside of Cameron Brewster there. We head up into Cops. We have the leaders running through there. Surely Jordan won't have a go through. Yes, he will!
Oh, what a move!
Oh, what a great move from Jordan Weeks there. And he's managed to keep it within track limits as well. So the Torrent driver up to 5th, and now Cameron's got to keep a little eye out for Argo Tener behind. He's got Junt, who's had a massive start as well there, up into P8. Solberg in there, Frančić, everyone's staying very close in these early stages. We head round Maggots and Beckett's, and now onto the Hangar Straight. We see all the cars shuffling out, the full 24-car grid trying to keep within distance, but it looks to me very much like Canapino and Strana are striding away from Kevin Siggy, who, remember, had that contact with De Vries. He may be looking at repercussions after the race. Capit 4th with 45 kilograms. Weeks now losing Cameron Brewster at a rate of knots as Strana tries to attack Canapino into the chicane. Lots of shuffling going on there as well, but heading on to...
Well.
Oh, I hope everything's going through there all right. But anyway, on to lap 2 we go. It's Canapino from Strana, Siggy, Capit Weeks, Brewster, Tede, Junt, Solberg, and Frančić.
That was a cleaner start than what I was expecting. Everyone got through cleanly. It was just unfortunate for De Vries. It was a tie-up from Siggy, so unluckily Marcus Riffel got caught up in that melee. It was kind of a domino effect, but yeah, great overall, good start. Great start from Brewster. I think he was in 10th, wasn't he?
He was 10th,
6th,
yeah.
So yeah, overall good start, really.
There's nice battling going on throughout now. The top 3 very much separated, as are the top 6. I guess the closest battle we can look at now is this truly train of sorts. It's a TED Air train, isn't it? P7 down to P13, I think it is. Algo TED Air for Enterprise GP leading. Emil Solberg there in 8th. This is definitely as high as he's run for. Ice Cold, the replacement to outgoing champion Jesper Nielsen, as we're heading through Brooklands and into Luffield now. Junt in 9th, Frančić 10th, Fournier 11th, Lopez and Hoekstra going into combat P12 and P13 behind Rob Mason and Matthew Angton. Lepassa out of the points and Choda there as well, all trying to gain position as well. But all of this is a bottle cork effect from the Estonian Ted Air, and Solberg right on the back of the Estonian. I wonder whether he's going to be trying to eye up a move, perhaps into Stowe, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he should be able to get a good, if he can keep on the back of him, he should be able to get a good slipstream down the Hangar Straight, so this should be interesting to see. It's a tighter line going into it, so I don't know if he's too far back. We may get a good slipstream here.
Look now, we had a good shot here actually as we head into Stowe. We look at Strana, just having a little look, but not close enough. Now we look back to Solberg.
Solberg's going to have a look.
Definitely looking.
Got him already. No. Oh.
Up the inside of Stowe he goes. Ted Air going to try and hold on around the outside. A little bit of contact between the two. But a nice bit of late braking from the Swede. He is up into 7th. Ted Air down to 8th.
That was quite the cheeky I'm coming through tap. That was a good move overall. Took advantage when he needed to.
Behind, Frančić has actually gone past David Junt, so Frančić up into 9th, and Junt under all sorts of pressure from Jeffrey Fournier and Wupke Hoekstra. You got to be careful not to go too wide off track there, otherwise it is an extension of track limits, which could be looked into after the race. But Junt, he didn't have the pace in qualifying, was complaining quite a lot about it, and he's looking very under pressure. It's a good position to be in for Lusitania 10th, but Fournier is going to want a top 10 for his own team Epic as well.
Yeah, definitely. Lusitania can do some points. Fournier was looking at the back. I think he gave a cheeky tap. I'm not quite sure, but that was close. Canapino and Strana having a little fight now.
Yeah, Strana on the
inside. Has he got him?
He is.
Canapino can try and hold it.
He's 9 kilograms lighter, Strana, and he's going to try around the outside of Luffield here. Great battling between the two. Strana with a mighty bit of traction out the corner there. Still side by side going up into Woodcote here. Up to Cops now we go. Strana surely not going to be able to get Canapino around the outside.
Well, I don't know actually. Strana's ahead. Is he gonna?
Oh, he's going to try, isn't he? Around the outside
Still
of
side by
Cops.
side.
Still in track limits as well. Unbelievable racing between these two, side by side. Into Maggots we go now. Surely Strada
Dan's
has
got
it.
him.
Unbelievable move from Eric Strada. Move of the season so far for sure. The Swede up into first position, and what this battling has enabled now is for Kevin Siggy in third to catch up onto the back of this as well. And I tell you what, after that contact before, Kevin could do with getting up the road as far as possible, so if he does get a penalty post race, he won't fall back as much.
Yeah, that was a stunning race in between the two. Jordan Weeks looked down the inside of Capit.
That was a nice move as well.
He held it. I think Capit's going to have a look. Oh no, it gets sideways. But that was a brilliant move by Eric Strand. That was, and you're right, that was probably the best move I've probably seen all season. But yeah, this Kevin Siggy needs to keep a wiggle on. He's probably, I should imagine he'll probably get some form of penalty, but it remains to be seen. He's got right on the back, hasn't he?
He is right on the back, yeah, with 9 more kilograms than Canapino as well, 18 more than Strana ahead. So Kevin showing some good pace here. Perhaps we'll stay with him as we have a look into the arena section now. Kevin around the outside. Audacious.
No, he didn't.
And he has to come back in. It was a nice attempt.
Ambitious, but nearly successful ultimately.
Oh, and a bit of a twitch out of turn 4 there, arena. Just had news through that Kevin actually set the fastest lap of the race on that lap as well. So showing some good speed is the Austrian. Yeah, we're looking to Brooklands now, whether Kevin can have a little go on Canopy. No, it seems that the gap has opened up behind Weeks and Cap. It's all close. Cameron Brewster, really all on his own there in P6. And I see David Francic having a look down the inside of Argo Tedder. And there is contact between the two. A bit clumsy from Francic, but gets away with it. So Francic up to 8th, Tedder down to 9th. But all is not lost, remember, if you find yourself a little bit down the order, because we have a 15 to 20 reverse grid race for race 2, and that will pretty much encapsulate most of the field if we have the top 20.
Most of the grid today, yeah, so that was a bit of a argy-bargy move, but ultimately it paid off. Whether we see something else happen through that, we don't know what else is going on. Allington having a battle with Lepasta. Showed us on the back of that as well, so battle's going on all around
Battle
the
for
field.
the final point.
Yeah, so nice to see people are having a go further down the field. Everything's quite quiet really down the back end.
It's all a bit stressing as Solberg is just, don't worry, that's a timing glitch, he's still there. Someone's light is on there, is that Lopez I wonder? Yes it is, I don't know why. But I tell you what, this battle for P7 is... Yeah, it is P7, isn't it? Because Solberg is in 7th.
Yeah.
Closed up again, hasn't it? Solberg seemed to have fallen back into the clutches of Francic, and more importantly, Ted Air has managed to hook onto the back of Francic himself. We've got Yunt there in 9th still. Fournier, will be Yunt in 10th, won't it, once everything sorts itself out?
Yep.
We'll look at, so Solberg 7th, Francic 8th, Ted Air 9th, Yunt in 10th, Fournier 11th, just holding on to the back of these guys now. And then we've got Lopez 12th, Hookstra 13th, and look at it, still battle behind. We've got Mason 14th, Lapasa 15th, Lapasa at the inside, very close. Allington will probably have a little look on the outside. Oh, what a cutback. It's going to be closed in here. It's like a sandwich. Allington at the inside, and Lapasa all very close. 3 wide into the arena. Oh, and Allington's going to try the inside of Mason. Mason just has nowhere to go. Lapasa really...
for there as well.
Oh, Lapasa did some great driving there. Really kept it clean. He's up into 14th. Allington takes advantage of that well. And Rob Mason cruelly off the point section now. And Riffle and Cho are there as well.
Look at this.
It is an epic battle for 15th. 5 cars in there. Goodness me. As Solberg. Sorry, Solberg's off the road as well. Sorry. At Brooklands, he's fallen down to P9. And it was all of his own doing as well, just outbroke himself. So Francic up into 7th, Tedder up to 8th, Solberg up into 9th. But yeah, great move from Lapasa. Allington in there as well. Look at the scrap that's still going. Choden up the inside of Riffle. And remember, these are all legitimate reverse grid pole position potential slots as well. So they have every right to fight for them, don't they?
This is, this is not only the point, but the chance of reverse pole. So it's important for them, and this is brilliant to watch. They're still going. Look.
Oh. Goodness me.
This is stunning stuff. This is what we like to see.
And it's interesting to see how much the weight has really affected Lapasa as well. The fact that he's battling, not to say these guys aren't bad drivers, but Lapasa's a race winner.
Oh yeah, weight will be taking an effect as Allington's going to have a look down the Hanger Straight. He's going to be on the outside for this. He may make it work. No.
Nope.
In sight? Nope.
Got to be careful not to leave the door open to Mason as well.
Riffle having a look down the inside. This is all going on now, isn't it?
Meanwhile, just noticed Mr. Geoffrey Fournier, our resident Frenchman, has moved up into P10 ahead of David Jean. The battle for 7th still raging up ahead with Francic, Teder and Solberg up at the front. Strana holding on to first, but Canapino's been able to really stick onto the back of Strana. It's lap 6 of 12 here, so almost halfway through this first race. Siggy's fallen behind. Weeks isn't making much inroads in. You've got the 2 walks of Capit 5th, Brewster 6th, and then we've got, as I say, Francic, Teder, and Solberg 7, 8, and 9. Fournier still close with Yunt. Lopez 12, Hoekstra 13. Then La Paz has gone wide into the arena.
Riffle may have a look. No, Riffle thinks better.
He's going to stick his nose in, though, isn't he? And he might get a good run down the Hanger Straight. This is a great battle for the final points here, though. It really shows how much these drivers are fighting for. It means everything at this stage.
It does. It's great to see them fighting for this sort of thing. It's a point and potential reverse pole, so it's important for them to put themselves in the right position. So everything we're fighting for right now for them. Sandeep was having a cheeky nose.
Oh, La Pasa. That was a wild exit from La Pasa. Riffle might actually have a little look
might
here.
be on the back of him here.
You can see how good the exit was from the Brazilian. He's going to look to the outside of La Pasa. We've seen Strana do it around the outside. But Strana's a very high-quality driver. As La Pasa squiggles under the braking there. Riffle tried around the outside, but yeah, he can't do. He's going to have to filter back in, all helping Mr. Allington, who scurries on up the road.
Sandeep right on the back of him again.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
This is all my days.
just about fitting through there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sven de Vries remains our only retirement, though, on lap 6 of 12, so good to see that everything's hanging on as all Canapino. He's having a little dive on Strana there up into the Vale. Very interesting to see how close Canapino is really at this stage. I'm very impressed with how much the Argentine is hanging on, to be honest, especially with the 9 kilograms extra. The same could be said of Siggy, to be honest, with the 18 kilograms extra.
Yeah, doing a grand job here. It's Canapino's been consistent. He's held onto the back. Ultimately, Strand's move was good, but he hasn't been able to really pull away. So this is giving Canapino the opportunity to still win this race, very much so. And to be fair, Siggy's holding on well, so he's still within a shout.
Strana took his first race win of the season in Portugal. He then followed that up with a win in Canada. Siggy's only had 1 win this year. Spain race 2. Canapino yet to win this year.
He'll be damn motivated then.
And especially for Vodbull, it's a decent return actually for Vodbull so far. P2 for Canapino, P12 for Lopez, who started from the back, remember. So I'm sure Canapino will be wanting that extra 5 points that comes with a win, of course. Though, then again, will he really want the extra 9 kilograms of weight bars that's going to, well, at this point it will be an extra 18 kilograms, won't it? Because second is 36. So a lot of junk in your trunk when it comes to race 2 at that stage.
Race 2 is a completely different kettle of fish sometimes.
Keep it clean.
Allington's managed to pull away from La Pasa now, which really comes as a surprise, to be honest. That extra weight not really helped. Is Riffle going to have a look? Riffle nearly had a look. He locked up, so...
Both going wide. As is Choda.
Them.
The slipstream really helping. I'm actually having a little look up, a little bit further up the road to Geoffrey Fournier there in P10.
On the side of Strand as well.
Right, let's look to the lead then. He's had a... Oh, wow, yeah, a little bit of a back on the exit of Stowe. Will Canapino have a dive?
Couldn't hold it.
No, he won't. But sorry, I'm looking back to P10 here.
Anyway.
Fournier there in P10 was defending off David Yunt, but Yunt has now lost out to Fran Lopez there, who's moved up into P11. It's a decent jobber. Solberg just ahead has not really been able to catch back up to the Alpha P7, which is still raging between Teder and Francic, but a nice move from Lopez, and Yunt, I think, will be happy with points as it stands, but obviously every driver wants a little bit more. Then we've got Hoekstra 13th, Anton in the world of zone 14th, La Pasa still holding on to 15th, and Choda's actually managed to get past Riffle in the time that we have not seen him. So the CM Tech driver up into P16, and this will be big for CM Tech. No points scored this year. So Sandeep on the edge of a very momentous occasion for the Chrome's yellow and blue outfit, as I see that David Junt has actually got back past Fran Lopez, and Lopez has fallen a little bit behind. Oh yeah, he had a lag out moment actually, Lopez, and it's meaning that he's actually fallen back into the hands of Whoopke Hoekstra for Racing Team Stroton. So a shame there for Lopez. It's a shame when lag does happen, but it's just another part of sim racing, I guess.
It is, yeah. Lag you can't really help, and it ultimately does slow you down. It's an annoyance, but it's kind of one we have to deal with. We don't really get real mechanical faults, but we get our little technology niggles, which, as Ripple's compact past Choda, they used to have a little scrap as well.
As Canapino right on the back of Strana, he is almost pushing the ice cold drive around at this point, very close as the Argentine. I would love to have a look back at that other battle, of course, but this is the battle for 25 and 20 points, and unfortunately takes a bit of precedence. So Canapino with a good exit might actually be able to have a look in Stowe, yeah.
This is ideal position for him to be in at the moment. Inside.
Down the inside, I think he may very well have it if he breaks later. He does. Up into Stowe, and the Argentine has it. Strana will try and take the cutback, which he has to some degree, but Canapino will hold the inside for Vale. Going to take a tighter line. You can see him breaking much later, and he does have it only temporarily though. Strana going to get a better exit out of the Vale, through into Club. Canapino holds it for the moment as we head on to lap 9 of 12, but Strana is not too far behind, and neither is Siggy. Very close pursuit. You can see Weeks and Kappa in the background as well, still potential candidates for a race win if anything goes wrong between these front two. Good
clean move from Canapino. This is really hotting up between the two. This means something. Canapino wants that first win. Eric Strand obviously wants more wins. We know he's good enough for more wins, but Canapino, I reckon, will have that extra hunger for that one win. But yeah, this, if they continue fighting, it allows people behind to catch up. So we've got what, 4 laps, 4 laps, I think it is. Yeah. So and still having a look. So this is going to be a battle to the end. Who's going to come out on top?
We've got 4 laps, or basically 3.5 laps now.
3.5 laps. So yeah, this is good stuff. So I'm going to get a good exit.
And heading up now through Woodcut and up to Copse again is, of course, Copse and the Maggots section, which saw Strana take the lead from Canapino. I don't think he's going to be trying anything as daredevilish this time around. Not really close enough, not even alongside the Argentine so far. But perhaps looking to return the favour from last lap, maybe try and get a good exit out of Beckett's into Chapel. Yeah, he's trying to stay out. It's kind of tactical through this section, isn't it? Because you don't want to be directly behind the person, because then you get all of the understeer. You got to try and find a different line, and Strana has done that. He has got a decent exit. You can see how defensive Canapino's gone there already over to the inside. Strana's going to have to look to the outside. Canapino moves over, gives him enough space. Nothing done yet. I think Strana's going to try and get a little undercut to try and maybe have a go up into the Vale. Right on the back of the Argentine now, who goes ultra defensive once again. Strana going to try and break later around the outside. Can't do anything though, has to cut back in. Canapino, of course, taking that section a lot slower because of the line he was forced to take defensively from Strana. Siggy, very close once again, though, as well. As I noticed further back, the other Enterprise driver of Ted F falls behind Solberg. A nice move up into the Vale there. But the front two here, very, very close. Dragging in Siggy as well. Could be a fight to the finish, this one.
Yeah, Siggy is catching up at a rate of knots. If these two keep going as they are, Siggy is going to be right on the back of them. And I tell you what, Jordan may not be too far off either. So this is going to be a very close one right through to the end of the race. It's on live timing at 1/10. It's apparently that close, but this is a battle to the end, and it's going to be a hard fought one. But it's been very very fair at the moment, which is awesome to see. So,
very well fought. Yeah. Any through Brooklands now? I noticed Jordan Weeks has stepped up the pace as well now, only within 2.5 seconds or so of the leader, so maybe the Englishman here to provide an extra spice into the curry mixture as it is, as we head through Woodcut with the front three once again. Canapino leads at 4/10, extended his advantage through sector 1, and he looks to have pulled out quite a nice little gap for himself actually as we head through Copse for the 10th time of asking in race 1. If you're interested in the battle for 15th, it's changed radically, by the way. Martin Lepasser up into 14th. Choda now into 15th, which would be the first point scored for CM Tech this year. Allington down to 16th. Riffle still there in 17th. Mason, the big loser, down to 18th as it stands. You still only had that one retirement of Sven de Vries so far, but as we now cross the second sector split with these front guys, the gap is now 6/10. Maybe Canapino starting to get a little bit of a bottle cork on the situation.
Yeah, this is the opportunity to control the race right to the end. If you can build up a slight gap without making a mistake, as Strand goes a bit wide, then this could be his, but still Strand is very strong in the first sector compared to Canapino, but I think Canapino may have him in the second and third, but we need to see how they get into a rhythm as Siggy is still catching, I think? Or is this gap maintained?
Siggy is catching Strana, but falling away from Canapino along with Strana, I feel. Jordan Weeks actually lost time to those guys as well, so not really doing much as we're on the penultimate lap now. So not much time to do anything, if anything is to be done at all. And it seems to be pretty status quo for the moment. Just going to have a little flick through the field. Ted Air still close to Solberg, in the battle for P8 and P9, within a tenth those two. But it seems that everything else is settled down. Choda still fighting hard with Allington, actually. Those two within 5/10 for the final point this evening. But there are plenty of other guys in the top 20 who may yet get some luck today in the reverse grid race of 15 to 20, I remind our viewers. And it's through Sector 1, once again, that Canapino up front extends his advantage. Now, an extra tenth has been gained on Strana. Siggy's fallen away from Strana himself, and once again, Weeks has fallen away from everyone. It seems that pace is starting to escape these guys as the tyres start to scream.
Yeah, I think the tyres are starting to go now. This is a circuit that it's highly demanding on tyres. We've got so many fast corners that it just doesn't help the tyres. But no, this has been, I think we're starting to get a bit of a steadied top 4 now. Everyone seems to be kind of running at their own pace a bit now. So, yeah, remaining status quo, I think, to be fair, apart from the Choda Allington battle, I think everything else is pretty much settled down now. Everyone seems to be in their own space, I think.
Yeah, Tedes's fallen away from Solberg. Yeah, to be fair, I think the closest battle on track, apart from the top 4, of course, is the battle for the final point, Allington versus Choda. Funny as well, since Choda used to drive for Adonis, why the F1 as they are known this year. Little collaboration. Really look how slippy Choda is there. None of the rear downforce.
Allington's going to be right on the back. This
is payback for leaving the team, Sandeep. A lot of it's all friendly competition here at GPVWC. Allington dives up the inside. Choda brakes later though. Does he brake too late though? He goes very wide at Stowe. Allington looking on the outside. Choda just able to hang on. Allington going to have a dive up to the Vale. Oh, Choda gives him room. Allington cut off there. He's got one left to do it though. Oh, contact between the two. Very close. One more lap for Allington to try and nick that final point. It is the final lap of the race. Canapino leads by 1.2. It's Cameron Brewster's round. Oh, what happened to Brewster there? He was all on his own. Let's just have a look at. I think he just had a massive lag moment or something.
Yeah, I think it was lag. I think just skipped the frame with me. So.
And that's so disappointing for the Englishman as well. Was one place behind his teammate Risto Capit, championship leader, from P6 down to P9. That is 3 points lost. And it means that Francis is up to 6th, Solberg up to 7th, Tedere down to 8th, Brewster down to 9th. A real shame for the Englishman on the final lap here.
That is just, it's just lag. It hits at so many random moments for that. So, but yeah, I'm still getting lag on this server. I don't know if you're getting any lag at all.
I got a little bit.
Yeah, it's not helping. But yes, things have settled down. Even the Allington Choda battle's kind of settled down a bit now.
Yeah. So I guess it means that we can take some time to look up front once again. He took his second pole position of the year, the first man to take a second pole position of the year, and though he lost out the lead briefly to good rival Eric Strana, it hasn't stopped him from retaking the lead and indeed taking his first win of the season. Agustin Canapino wins race 1 at Silverstone for Volvo Racing. It's the team's second win of the year with 18 kilograms of weight ballast as well. Strana comes home second. Kevin Siggy provisionally third, though an early contact with Sven de Vries might see him fall down the order post-race. Jordan Weeks might very well inherit that podium from P4. Capit finishes P5, David Francic P6, Emil Solberg P7, Argo Tedere P8, Cameron Brewster after a lag moment on the last lap P9, Jeffrey Fournier P10, Fran Lopez P11, rounding up a good day for Vodball. Wupke Hoekstra P12, David Jump P13, Martin Lapassa P14, a very disappointing day for the Estonian. Sandeep Choda comes home to score CM Tech's first point of the year, big day for them. Not only that, but he also starts off the reverse grid candidates for race 2. They include himself, Matthew Anton for YDF1, Marcus Riffle for Racing Team Schroten, Rob Mason for Epic Racing, debutant Luca Gurm for Triple 20, and Wesley Morris, also a debutant here, P20 for TAV4. The other finishers were Jack Mayer, 21st, Scott Cervic, 22nd, Tyrone Frith, 23rd, and unfortunately just nearly making the end, but not quite enough. Tomu Cabrera blowing out with an engine issue. He was the second of 2 retirements. Sven de Vries, the first of them, on lap 1 after the contact with Siggy.
That was a brilliant race, to be fair. Everyone kept it, apart from the little mishap at the start between a couple of drivers, Siggy and Sven de Vries. It was a very clean race. Battles over around, and a great drive from Canapino to convert that second pole position of the year. It was a great battle between Strand and Canapino. Some very clean racing. Siggy in third. Whether he stays there remains to be seen. Well, that'll be looked at after this event. But yeah, good drive from the top end. And again, unfortunate for Brewster, kind of got lag at the wrong moment, which is costing him 3 points. But, you know, that's sort of sim racing. It kind of comes with the parcel, really.
Yeah, a real shame for Brewster. But reversely, you'll have a better position for race 2.
That is very true. So, opportunities there.
But yeah, big day for CM Tech. Sandeep Choda, nothing harder than laughing and finishing P15. And considering that he had hardly any practice, that is a massive achievement for the Indian, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got to take into account Sandeep actually came into this race 2 minutes before qualifying started. So he's done a brilliant job to get not only points for himself, but the first point for CM Tech Racing of the year. So win-win for both of them there. Brilliant job.
Jordan Weeks just saying how close it was for him. Finished the race with only 4 litres left, and it is a very fuel-demanding circuit, Silverstone. A lot of... You really need the perfect car for this circuit, don't you? You need good aero, good top-line speed, and good brakes as well. And clearly, Weeks just about able to use those attributes that his car clearly has to get to the end. Adversely, though, Lapassa, his best lap only at 203.6. Not happy with that at all. And to be fair, for second in the championship, P14 is a bit of a disaster, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it's points. But ultimately, he'd probably want to be further up the grid. But you're right
he's
about...
he's going to have a good result. Well, he's going to have a good position in race 2, isn't he? And with no weight as well.
No, well, yeah, he's got a much better opportunity for race 2. He's going to be in a better position there. So, you know, reverse grid can always help a few people get up there and give them better opportunities during the race. So, just have to wait and see what that magical number is.
And I think this is actually the first time this year that Capit will be carrying weight into race 2 as well. Because Risto Cap has been on a bit of a... He's been a bit of a menace in race 2, hasn't he? He's taken 3 race wins. All 3, actually, yeah, he's taken 3 race wins this season. All 3 of those wins were in race 2. He's pretty much doing a David Junt from last year, except with much more dominance and much more ominous style as well. He's taken 4 fastest laps out of the 5 race 2s that we've had this year. The only other guy who's been able to compete with that was Kevin Siggy, and that was in the first round of the season. We know Capit actually had problems in that first round as well, so... It'll be interesting to see whether Capit has that same sort of dominance and is able to take another race win in race 2, because the 9 kilograms, it does affect you, doesn't it? It was pretty clear with Strano. He just wasn't able to take as much advantage on Canapino as perhaps otherwise.
Yeah, it's right. Capit's playground has usually been race 2, but with that weight, it will be interesting to see. Eric Strand kind of gave us an indication on maybe, how, the difference between having that weight and not, but it should be interesting to see if you can maintain that race 2 momentum going into here. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting topic throughout the race.
It's not too often that the commentators have technical issues, but my R factor stopped working.
Well, I'm just stuck on saving replay.
Oh, it's exciting. But yeah, perhaps we can go for a little bit of a deeper analysis on that Siggy incident as well. Seemed to me it was just an honest mistake, one that's probably going to be punished. But even if he gets a 20-second penalty, which I believe would be it's either 10 or second, I would think that one would be anyway, especially since Sven retired after it, would still get a top 10 actually. So that in itself is going to move on to my next point. Despite the great battles that we had throughout the field, it was still actually pretty spread out. You know, the people who have really got the speed in this mod showing how good they can be by stretching out further and further from the guys behind. And I do wonder whether we're going to see that same sort of style once we get to Spa-Francorchamps, of course, the most long track on the circuit.
I think this is a circuit where you need to have both a combination of you need to have a really fine setup. It's such a track that you need to find that perfect balance between straight line speed and cornering, and obviously have, not saying that some drivers aren't talented enough, but these top guys, you know, they're on another level, and it really shows here. So yeah, everyone I think the whole grid kind of spaced out towards the end. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens again, or if people feel a bit more racy coming into race 2. So, like, I can't wait to see it if I can actually get off this saving replay.
Yeah, I'm just heading back into What am I doing? Heading back into the game now. Yeah. So actually, that's a good point. So for race 2, remember we have the weight ballast switched over to the top 5 from race 1. So Canapino will have 45 kilograms, Strana 36, Siggy will remain with 27, Weeks will inherit 18 from 0, and Capit will go down from 45 to 9. Which I'm sure the Estonian will be very happy with. And of course, Lepas, who had 36 in race 1, will now have 0 for race 2, and a good starting position as well. That will be very crucial for him. And apparently, we've had a pole position called. I'm just going to be checking that.
Sorry, what was that? I was just
sorting out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've actually had pole position called as well, and it's P16. So the great battle for P15 between Choda and Allington is now going to become a battle for the lead from the start. Allington on pole position. Sandeep Choda P2 for CM Tech. And if those guys can convert it into top 10 finishes for their teams, big points on offer there.
Big points, yeah. You're so good. See, that's what we're saying. That's how important that battle means to them. It can help them so much during race 2, and it's really showing there.
We hope that we don't have any more lag moments either, because we had a couple, didn't we? Including Brewster.
Yeah, a couple of drivers caught out by that.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes left of warm-up then, so thinking about it, it's going to be Allington, Choda, Lepasayant, I think. But before we go into warm-up, I think it's already clear to see who's the favourite for race 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's... yeah, I think we can... Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race to see how well Sandeep and Matthew can hold on, but I reckon...
We're waiting on tender hooks, Stefan. I fear we might actually have lost Mr. McCready, unfortunately, so we'll get his thoughts sooner or later. But I'm just going to take this moment to remind you that if you would like to get involved with the conversation here, as just had a little message through, perhaps we can invite Mike Phillips in. But yeah, if you want to get... Oh yeah, we have lost Mr. McCready, unfortunately, so we're going to bring in our cameraman, Mike Phillips. But yeah, if you want to get involved with us here, ask some questions, or have me ask some questions to the drivers in interviews after race 2 then, or if you just want to send us your thoughts, why not head on to Twitter, hashtag GPVWC Live, or mention me at KirkyLife. That's at KirkyLife with an I, not a Y, because I'm not that hipster. But yeah, Mike, your thoughts on race 2? Of course, Lapasa, one of your drivers, actually. Would you think that he is looking strongest for race 1, or perhaps are the issues in race, or for race 2, sorry, or perhaps are the issues in race 1 that he encountered going to have ruffled him a bit? Might he not be at his best like we saw in Monaco?
No, I think race 1, it was the weight that was holding him back. He did mention to us that the weight was playing an issue with him on this circuit. So weight free, release a change, let him go. I think he's got to be the obvious the obvious one for the win out of there, but don't forget Yunt is close to him, so, you know, he kind of last season was the expert at this, so just got to watch out and make sure, like.
That's actually very interesting information, of course. It's always good to get different team manager views. Love to get the team managers all involved, as I believe Stefan is back now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
You don't know what happened. Are you still in the server?
I'm just about to join now.
Fantastic, right. It's good to get some a little insider information, like our very own Ted Kravitz is Mr. Phyllis, giving us some information. Going to be interesting to see just how good La Pasa is, therefore, without the 36 kilograms of weight balance as we move into warm-up. So I think you're going to have to join as a spectator, Stefan, if you're having trouble. Also, big thing, no rain so far, but there are grey skies up ahead. I do wonder whether we're going to have a little threat of some as race 2 progresses. So, the two front rows, Allington, Choda, La Pasa, Yunt. Who do you think is going to be taking the race win, Mr. McCready?
Oh, it's kind of a tough one because we know La Paz is quick, but like throughout the weekend, it doesn't seem like he's found a good enough rhythm. So I don't know how it could play out. I personally want to say Capit, based on form of race 2, so I think I may go Capit. If he can get a good start...
From P12?
Oh Christ, he's P12 and I was thinking he's P6. I'm just ignoring myself. Oh, what? I've just been booted. I was going to spectator, but... You know what, I'm going to go La Pasa. I think if he finds the rhythm, we know he's got the speed, and I know a certain person may be happy with my prediction, but...
We'll wait and see. I'm joining as a spectator. We just had information through. There is rain on circuit at 5%.
Oh, really?
Not enough for wet tyres. That's about 20%, we imagine, but or 20% humidity or whatever it is. But yeah, wetness on track. Nobody on wets from what I can see, though. Actually, no, there is one, Tyrone Frith. So we'll see whether that works out for him. But let's go through the grid now as it is. Leading us on pole, Matthew Allington for Adonis Y, the F1. He has led a race here in the World Sports Series, but that was 2 years ago at the shorter circuit as well. I wonder whether he can convert that into some good points. The last time Y, the F1 was up this high was Bart DeVos, and he scored a 4th for the team. So we'll wait and see. Choda, with the possibility for very good points for CM Tech. He scored their first of the year in race 1. What can he do in race 2? Martin La Pasa, my personal favourite for race 2 as well. Starts P3 without weight. David Yunt did well from this sort of position in race 2's last year. I wonder what he will do from P4. Whoopke Husher then starts P5 for Racing Team Schroten. Fran Lopez, another race winner, starts P6 for Vodball Racing. Jeffrey Fournier starts P7 for Epic Racing Team. And Cameron Brewster, P8 for Walk Racing. Argo Tadair starts P9 for Enterprise GP. And rounding out the top 10 is Emil Solberg for Ice Cold Racing. David Francis starts P11 for Triple 20. And then we go into our weight ballast drivers. We have Risto Cappi with 9 for Walk Racing, P12. Jordan Weeks with 18, P13 for Torrent. Kevin Siggy with 27, P14 for Enterprise. Eric Strana with 36, P15 for Ice Cold. And then last time's race winner, Augustin Canapino, P16 with 45 kilograms of weight ballast for Vodball Racing. We then have Marcus Riffle, P17 for Racing Team Schroten. Rob Mason, P18 for Epic Racing. Luca Gurn, P19 for Triple 20. And rounding out the top 20 is Wesley Morris for Tay4. He's followed by his teammate Jack Mayer. And then Scott Cervic is P22 for Woods. Tyrone Frith is P23. And starting in the pits now for TTF, Tommy Cabrera, one of our only 2 retirements from last race, starts P24 for... Tyrone Frith has actually left the game now, so Tyrone will not be taking part. So that promotes Cabrera up to P23. And Sven de Vries, after a lap 1 retirement, starts P24 for Missouri. It will be interesting to see what he can do from the back.
It will indeed, as I'm back in. So this is going to be a little interesting race to watch. Sandeep's very quick. We know Allington's also got pace. So this is going to be a nice little race to watch.
And the wet conditions, going to throw in a little mix as well.
Bit of a spice. You said bit of spice to the curry mix. By
It's
that
a
analogy.
spicy meatball.
As La Pasa is pointing his car to the left.
He is very aggressive, isn't he? Yunt's trying to do the same thing, but it's not as aggressive, is it?
We know La Pasa's intentions now.
Oh, we do, don't we? Let's see the intentions of everyone else. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in here for the second time at Silverstone in a mostly moist track. We are going. Allington bogs down La Pasa with a rocket start, though. Looks like Allington's actually managed to get into gear, though. Sandeep Choda's off the line. Allington leads into turn 1. La Pasa with a good start. Yunt as well up into 3rd as everyone's trying to get through turn 1 without too much hassle. La Pasa straight for the lead. He was not hanging around, was he? So the Estonian straight through, but Allington's going to try and hold it as all ice cold goes sideways, and Allington manages to hold on. The pass was very late there, but now that early enthusiasm could see him lose out to David Junt here, who's already onto the back of the Estonian. This is not what the Estonian wanted at all, as David Junt now looks to the outside, heading into Brooklyn's. Going to be a scary braking zone, this, and Junt going to try around the outside. It's going to be a brave move if he can make it. Lapasa, though, just about holding on. Allington doing very well to hold on to first. I see Hookstra's had a great start as well, up into fourth. Capit up to eighth as well. He's had a good start. David Francis falling down to P13, but Allington leads by 3/10. I tell you what, though, David Junt could be the biggest factor to this entire race. We did not expect him to have this good a start. We did not expect Lapasa to be held back by Allington in the early stages here once he made that move, and aim through Cops now. The top three in very close proximity going into Maggots. Allington has a nice little lead. Junt just about holding on as I have a little thing. Michael is saying watch him, yeah. We are watching him indeed. Allington going a little bit wide through the Beckett section. Lapasa and Junt taking it much, much better as we now head onto the Hangar Straight. This is going to be Lapasa's best overtaking opportunity for sure, but he's got to be careful. There's David Junt behind. All cars going through nicely. We've not had a single retirement so far, but look at that straight line speed. Allington able to hold on pretty nicely actually, and taking Stowe very well as well, heading down into the Vale. I think Allington's going to have been able to say, I have led a lap for one lap in World Tour Series 2015 in such a competitive field as well. Yes, he is. Lapasa's very close behind, but it is Allington who leads onto lap 2 from Lapasa, Junt, Hoekstra, Choda, Fournier, Brewster, Lopez, Capit, and Teder.
That was a great start from Allington. He got away cleanly. So did Lapasa. His momentum was slightly broken by Allington's great defense. Junt's also had a good start. He's on the back of Lapasa. So you're right. He's going to be a very important factor into this race. Whoopke doing a good job in fourth. Sandeep's gone down to 5th, unfortunately, for Sandeep. So not a great start for him. If we see what else is going on.
There's a massive battle down here in P12.
This is a cluster of the cars here.
Weeks and Strana, so Strana's not been able to get Sven de Vries up into the points there in P15, or points, sorry. Francis has fallen down. Canapino struggling in P18 as well. So there's a massive scrap below. To be honest, though, I'm very interested to see up the front here, because Allington's still holding on to first. Lapasa second, Junt third. Hoekstra then, a bit of contact there. I think Fournier and Choda with lights flashing. Lopez there in 7th, and there is Capit. He's now up to P8. He's been let through by Cameron Brewster, so the beast has been let loose as he tries to get up onto the back of Francic. Very close battling behind, though, is Lapasa right on the back of Allington now. Seems that Junt has fallen a little bit behind. It seems to me like it's only going to be a matter of time as Fournier takes advantage of Choda going wide. So Fournier up to 5th. Allington holding on for dear life, though, doing a sterling job so far.
Yeah, so Sandeep's falling back a bit. Lapasa is now starting to keep on the back of Allington, so this is going to develop into a nice little battle. Hoekstra also keeping on the back as well, so this is going to be a nice four-way duel. You're right, Risto Capit has eventually had, he's playing 4 places, so he's in a good position to maybe get some really good points.
And Allington's got some fantastic wing, isn't he? Even in full slipstream, Lapasa has not been able to get past. As Argo Teder loses a position to Weeks, and it looks like Brewster's involved in that as well. So Brewster's down to 13th. I saw him actually going wide at Maggots and Beckett, so the Englishman falling down the order. But yeah, Allington with some great wing. And this battling between Allington and Lapasa has meant that Junt and Hoekstra, of all people, are able to cotton onto the back and hold onto the back as well as possible. This is more than just a two-way battle for the lead.
Oh, this is, without a doubt, this is turning into a 4-way battle. Even Fournier may try and catch on to the back of him in that case. But you're right, Allington seems to have this car set up beautifully for the straights. He's struggling in the corners compared to Lapasa, but on the straights, Lapasa just cannot get past.
Yeah, look at that.
It's practically pushing him through there.
He's planting it very nicely on the apex, isn't he?
This is, yeah, it's brilliant stuff. So this is developing into a nice 4-way duel. Things are going on. There's a nice train behind, so... Oh, this is getting very intense now.
Oh my word, slipping and sliding to try and keep it in one piece around Brooklands. But he's got the apex once again. And look at Junt here. Junt is still having a little look, and there's Hoekstra as well. Fournier 5th, Lopez still keeping Capit behind in 6th. So, contact! I see back there it's Tedder and Bruce around, unfortunately. We thought there was going to be some contact eventually. But Lapasa still not able to get past. He must be so frustrated trying to find some way past this Englishman who really shouldn't be up here. But is, and he still can't get past into Magus Beckett. Yunt still giving him grief. Oh, and Lapasa made a mistake. It was a little twitch on the exit of Magus there.
Yunt's going to be right on the back.
Right on the back, yeah. And as we know,
Yunt
Yunt's got the
Fournier
win.
went straight on. So
Look at
Fournier's
this.
going to lose some positions.
And look at this. Will Yunt have a look at Lapasa? It's all possible, isn't it?
It is. This keeps it coming
Oh,
in
he's
here.
staying conservative.
This is working in. Who was flashing some lights there?
I'm not sure. There's a massive. Oh, Fournier, Lopez, and Capet. This is the train behind, and I do wonder whether there was a bit of overzealous defending from Fournier there. Someone's falling down the order. It's Jordan Weeks there.
Ziggy and
As,
Choda side by side in the
yeah.
final flooding corner.
Oh my goodness me. This is all dangerous stuff. As oh, look at Allington's pulled out an 8/10 lead, and Lapasa has taken turn one horribly wrong. Will Yunt have a little look up the inside? No, he won't. Again, is conservative braking from Yunt. He's in a very good position for Lusitania, as is Hoekstra, to be fair, for Racing Team Stroton, as everyone behind is still trying to fight their hardest, bless them. It's all great battling so far as Risto Cap has passed Fournier. So our championship leader going into this round is now up into P6. It's just Lopez. So actually Fournier's lost 2 positions there. Lopez up to 5th. Cap it down to
Cap it on a
6th.
charge.
As Allington still holds on. And
Oh,
Yunt
Fournier's
is
going to look down the inside of Capet.
this
Bit touch and
brave.
go.
Brave for the Frenchman to be having a look on the championship league. Yeah, but look at Capet. Remember, he's got 9 kilograms of weight ballast, so he's not weightless. And he's struggling.
exactly so.
He's really struggled to get past these two, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's taken him a few laps to get past. I think Fournier's still going to have a look. He's going to keep with him.
Goal!
Bit of a
Contact.
tap.
That might have caused a little bit of damage. But I keep on getting drawn back up to the front here, Stefan. I'm sorry.
I know.
Because
it's
Allington
brilliant.
is still leading. Lapasa actually went in a
Allington,
little deep to Magus. And look, there's Yunt once again on the back of the Estonian. Still unable to do anything.
Hoekstra's just sitting there expecting something to happen.
Yeah, he's just
ready
happy to
there
be there.
take advantage of something. So this is a nice little four-way battle, and to be fair, Lopez isn't too far behind with Bristol Capet, so
No.
this is pretty tasty stuff.
It is tasty as a lemon mascarpone cheesecake, though. That is the question. It certainly
Oh.
will if Yunt can get past Martin Lapasa. Unable to do so far as there's
Oh.
more chopping and changing.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that was
Sven!
bad.
Yep. Sven de Vries. He was in the middle of a massive battle there with Jordan Weeks, I think, and he's fallen off the board, unfortunately. Down to P19, the American. So after a great job getting back up to point scoring positions, now out there. I didn't quite catch what happened, to be honest. But looks like it's not going to be Sven de Vries' day, unfortunately, despite a fantastic
Yeah,
qualifying.
it was a brilliant qualifying, but look, just hasn't gone his way. Couldn't really tell what Fournier took that curve, but yeah, it was a bit unlucky. I can't really tell what happened. I had a bit of a lag spike as well during it, so it was a bit confusing, but unfortunate for him. As what's going up at front?
He's still leading.
Oh, Hoekstra's got dropped down.
Oh,
Hoekstra did
let's have a
something
little look here.
strange.
He mounted the curb at Arena, and oh, we had a little twitch on the outside, and oh, he just lit up too much out of the arena section,
That
and he has
promotes
lost position to
Capet
Lopez and Capet.
Lopez.
Yeah,
Capet up to 5th.
and Hoekstra under all sorts of pressure from Jeffrey Fournier and Kevin Siggy now as well. So the Dutchman might find himself falling back down the order as well. Shout out to Sandeep Choda, still there in P9 for CM Tech, so I'm sure that Hoekstra will now be able to see that. He'll be very happy with the Indians' performance so far.
Keep going, son.
Keep going, some of the most impressive performance so far for me has been Allington, still there in P1. Lapasa, as always, still on the back. It's now a 3-car train, isn't it, for the lead? Lapasa trying his hardest to try and get some form of purchase as Jordan Weeks gets past Sandeep Choda, into Maggot, and I do worry about Choda here. He might get gobbled up, unfortunately. But Allington doing ever so well onto that hanger. Straight we go now. He's had the wing to stave off Lapasa so far, but I'm sure the Estonian will be getting a little bit impatient. Will he dive to the inside? Yes, he is. He's gone for a very late dive. And he's, well, it was a bit too late, wasn't it?
To be honest.
He's held on, yep. He's managed to hold on for seconds at least, so decent from Lapasa. But Allington holds on for another lap. Yunt still in close pursuit as there's further contest there. Fournier trying to get past Tuxenor. Fournier getting the veil very, very wrong. Just about
Have a
able
look
to
around the
hold off
outside.
Siggy. Oh,
Siggy,
Siggy around the... Wow.
Siggy,
Nice
man,
move for
that
Siggy.
was
Oh,
it.
hooks her off. Hooks her off as well. Hooks went very wide there. Rejoined in sixth, thankfully. But... Oh, yeah, I think La Paz has actually been able to lose Yunt last couple of laps. Lopez still holding Capit behind. Hoekstra all over the place in P6 as Kevin Siggy will look to get past. And La Paz is through in the lead. Finally, it was another late dive. Allington up the
Allington's still gonna look
inside.
through though.
Oh, it was very touch and go, but Allington's back
Yunt
through.
right
Here
on the
comes
back of
David
him.
Yunt. Up the inside of turn 5. Can't do anything. Allington fighting as if his life depended on lights flashing from Martin Lapasser. He wasn't happy with that. But David Judd now looking around the outside of Brooklyn's.
He tried to take those there.
Very
Oh,
difficult
dear.
to do an overtake around the outside of that. I've seen it done.
Is he going to try and get a cut back there?
Maybe. I see Lopez and Capit closing in as well.
I know,
It's getting
they're
very
well,
exciting, isn't it? And all the passer getting onto the slippery stuff. David John with a really good exit out of left field there. Mighty have a look up into Cops.
No, he's not
lights
gonna look round the
flashing
outside.
behind as well. I think Capit and Lopez getting into contact. David John around the
They're still
outside
side
of
by side.
Cops. Oh my goodness me. I think Young just a little bit off track there. But he's going to be on the inside of Maggots, isn't he? I wonder whether he's going to have a go. Oh, he's through! Oh, this is incredible stuff. Yunt is through. I'm not sure how legal that is, though. I think he went off track through Cops and La Pasa. He's getting all ruffled, and now look who's onto the back of this lovely little party we've got going. It's Fran Lopez and Risto Capit.
He is at the mercy of Risto and Fran now. He has got to do ultra defensive, or is he going to look down the inside of Junt again?
He's already done it. Here comes Lopez as
There's
well.
Lopez as well. Taking advantage of
It's a late dive from Lopez, but he's got it done. The Spaniard, though, Yunt on the outside as well. Oh, contact on exit as well. It is getting very...
Risto's there as well.
Oh my God, Yunt's at the inside. Oh my goodness me. Risto has got to be very, very careful here, to be honest. He's got a championship at stake.
Yeah, if I was Risto, I'd just let this happen. I'd just let this unfold it before him. Because something's going to happen. It's not going to be pretty.
Round turn 2 we come, and into turn 3, the arena section. Lopez almost pushing Yunt round.
Capit going around the outside
coming around the outside of Lopez. Great move. Oh, and he does get caught up. And it's round. I told you you should have stayed out of it. Oh, look how many places he's losing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Risto Capit down to 11th position. Massive, massive, massive implications here at Silverstone, and still Allington leads as lap 7 of 12, and behind La Pasa, Yunt and Lopez still going at it.
I don't really... we knew it. Risto should have just stayed behind. It wasn't a battle he needed to get involved with. They're all slightly frustrated. They're all, all want to get past as much as they can. It just wasn't worth it. Ultimately, if you don't go for a gap, all that phrase, sometimes you just got to hold back and let things happen, and that's a moment, a bit of a misjudgment there.
Lopez, oh my word, what a twitch. He went completely off track, and it is slippery out there, let me tell you, with the little shower we had before the race. It is very, very slippery out, and look at Kevin Siggy now. Now, Siggy, who is in that championship battle, he's like 30 points behind going into this round. He gained, with the, we don't know about race 1, but he can gain a lot of points on his championship competitor here in race 2. As here we go, Lopez having a look on the outside of David Jones to Stowe. He's ahead on the straight, Lopez, up into 30 he goes. Around the outside of Stowe, Yunt's able to hold on to the inside. A bit of contact on exit. Lopez goes very off track. And more lights flashing, and Lopez retakes the position into the veil. Oh, further contact. Here. And Kevin Siggy now, he has to learn from what Capit did wrong. He has to think, got to hold back here, don't want to get involved. Although it looks like he is right on it.
Yunt is not happy, he's flashing his lights and stuff, and Siggy is now right on the back.
Oh, goodness me. Siggy needs to just be careful at this stage, doesn't he? As I say, he can get a lot of points on Capit at this stage. Capit up into P10, by the way, but he's got a long way to go before the heights of fourth again. Yeah, David Junt around the outside, and here comes Siggy. Siggy in exactly the same position as Capit, but this time he hasn't spun round. That's the big thing. But Yunt able to hold on to Lopez, and these two are hot heads on their day. Yeah, as I say, Siggy's got to be very, very careful.
These free fight and is now allowing Allington and Lopez to get away slightly. As Fran Lopez is still looking on the outside of Yunt.
Oh, and that is a CM Tech round. That's not Choda, thankfully. That is not Choda. He's still there in 12th.
That is Cabrera.
Cabrera, unfortunately.
He's not
let's have a
moving.
look at retirements, actually. It's just Jack Mayer out, to be honest, actually, in terms of the retirement front. So still very good from everyone. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they're still at it. Still
at
away. This is... And to be fair, Allington's pulling away.
He is still 1 second ahead of La Pasa. Astonishing.
This would be a great win. This would be a popular win.
No, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, please.
Allington, please.
Touching wood. Yeah, look at Lopez. He's lost a lot of momentum through Magus and Beckett there. Perhaps it's the time of Kevin Siggy to make a select move. Maybe separate the two. Heading onto the hangar straight now. Allington leads from La Pasa. Yunt third. Lopez fourth and remains fourth. Though Siggy considered a late dive, didn't he? Sort of pulled out of it last minute. Around Stowe we go into the Vale once again. There's further. I think it's Solberg and Solberg's round. Solberg's round up at Stowe, and the Yunt Lopez Siggy battle remains on. But Allington onto lap 9 of 12. 4 laps remaining here at Silverstone International Circuit. La Pasa second, Yunt third, Lopez there in fourth, holding on just about from Kevin Siggy, who's trying to have a little look through.
Is Siggy going to have around the outside?
Oh, contact between the two of them. Siggy going to try around the outside. This is what Yunt attempted to do a couple of laps ago.
Inside.
Oh, that's a nice move from Siggy. Nice move. Much better. Lopez will try and get the cut back. But Siggy has that. Remember, Siggy with 27 kilograms as well. Nicely done.
He's doing a fine job up in fourth.
He's going to have to try and get in the slipstream of Yunt as good as possible. I do wonder whether Lopez is going to have a little stab back. He pulls out to the inside, Lopez, but nothing doing into Brooklyn. So that is P4 for Siggy. And there is the CM Tech Cabrera still there. But Siggy's now in a very difficult situation, isn't he? Because he's behind Yunt, who is clearly holding a lot of them up. And Lopez is still very angry at Yunt, isn't he? As Argo Ted Air becomes our second retirement of the day, unfortunately. But looking back up to this now, I would be Lopez almost pushing Kevin round Cops there. It's very, very close. You think that Kevin will have to make a move on Yunt very quickly as Lopez tries around the outside of Maggots. Not going to work there. Siggy just about holding on into the Beckett section. You can see Yunt, though. Yunt with lots of lost momentum through there. Would you say Kevin has to make the move next half a lap or so in order to be safe?
He needs to do it soon because he is losing ground rapidly. A train may about to start developing here. So, on by the Cabrera front, he's got an engine failure.
Oh my lord, Lopez!
Oh no!
Siggy trying to round the outside of Yunt, though. He's able to hold on, and I'm
Lopez
just looking up at the front there.
Lopez has got to the back of Allington
Siggy.
again.
And Lopez, that's actually quite a nice move around the outside. They're still
Siggy's
side by side through the Vale.
It's not going to work.
Nice move from Lopez, to be honest.
Well
kept his head,
Lopez.
kept his cool. Up into P4 as the Spaniards. But I'm looking back up the front though. Allington is lap 10 of 12. 10 of 12. Still holding on 3/10 to gap. Oh my lord, look at La Pasa. I wonder whether La Pasa is going to try another one of his late braking moves. I mean, we've seen Allington's been more than happy to.
I think that's the only way he can probably get past, to be honest.
Oh, I think Allington might lose position. Oh, look at the better exit that La Pasa had there. Much better exit from the Estonian. Oh, I fear this might be it. Heading down.
Sorry, Allington. I didn't mean to say it.
Oh, well, at least he's not spinning. Oh, there goes the passer up the inside. Contact between the two. Allington holding on for dear life. Cabrera still there, just wanting to have a look at the action in his car. La Pasa going very wide. Siggy into third. Siggy into third. What happened there? Let's have a look here. So Siggy went down the inside of Lopez and Yunt went wide of his own accord. So Siggy up into third. It was a good overtake on Lopez. Yunt let him through as well, though. La Pasa still trying to get past. Allington holding on for dear life. Close. Oh, this has been one of the drives of the season from Matthew Allington. Well, not just just
split. It was
drive of the season. Full stop. Full stop. Into Maggots. Into Beckett's. He still holds on.
Brilliant.
And we know that Allington has the wing to be able to hold off to La Pasa, but La Pasa's got a much better
run.
exit, hasn't he? He's had better exits before, but I think he's got an excellent run there. Allington already going very defensive.
It is
into
also
Stowe.
raining, by the way. I don't know if that's going to have much of an
Ooh.
effect, but it is spitting. So,
Allington able to hold on once again. Look how much La Pasa's mounting those curves. Unbelievable. Will he have a dive into the veil? I think
is he going to try and dive?
Oh,
he is.
He is. And Allington was. Oh, no.
Contact.
No, that was very poor from La Pasa, in my opinion. Very poor. He just bashed him out the way, didn't he? So La
It was a
Pasa
barge move.
up into first is La Pasa. Matthew Allington down to second. And I think, to be honest, second is the best that he can now hope for. Because, I mean, look at Kevin Siggy after escaping Lopez Yunt. He's been able to reel in these top two a bit more behind. Lopez, Yunt, Capin, Strana fighting away as well. It's lap 11 of 12. It's the penultimate lap.
Looking back at the Allington La Pasa, I think actually La Pasa just had his nose in front.
Really?
So,
It
I
did
think
look
that's gonna
kind of
be-
equal. It was just a bit clumsy on the way in, wasn't it?
It was quite a clumsy move, but it's going to be an interesting one to see how that plays out. So,
Apologies, Martin, if it was. It's not exactly the best camera angle I have on
it
our
wasn't
little
a great one there.
replay. So if it was
It
fair
was
enough, then
literally
fair
in
enough.
front of
but-
it. So we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
at least from my point of view, looked a little bit clumsy, if anything. So now it's down to Allington to hold off Siggy. To be fair, I think that Allington, though, whatever position he does finish in at the end of the
Oh,
day,
it's been a cracking drive
commended,
from Allington.
commended.
It's been some great defensive driving from Allington. But ultimately, La Pasa was going to have to make a move similar to that because he was never going to get past on the hanger straight. Because clearly, Allington had those wings set up beautifully for it. It'd be interesting if Siggy can maybe try it on the hanger straight, see if it was actually his wings.
Wait and see. He's got 1.5 more laps to try and take second away from the Englishman. As behind, Risto Capit has now got past David Junt and is having a little look on Lopez as well. So, as I say, those two are close in the championship. Siggy going to be outscoring Capit so far. Let's have a look down the hanger straight now. Yeah, it's definitely the wings, isn't it? Look at that.
It must
Siggy
be.
unable to do anything behind. Capit's going to have a little dive through on Lopez, but Lopez is not going to let that one lie as Estrada now gets past David Junt. Lopez goes a little wide through Stowe.
Capit's on the outside.
And I think Capit might actually have this, to be honest.
Oh,
Contact between the
no.
two.
They're
Lopez
slightly
holds
him.
on. I think that was fair defending from Lopez, to be honest. He had the corner. Capit remains in P5. Final lap, though. Martin La Pasa leads by 1.6 seconds. Matthew Allington second, holding on for dear life from Kevin Siggy, who will want to make up for an error at the start of race one. He wants one podium from this evening, at least. Heading into the arena, Kevin with a very late
Siggy
dive.
may hold
and
it. Allington's. Is he going to try that? Oh,
Kevin, that was a little bit brash, I
Siggy,
think.
Allington's still there.
And I think, yeah, didn't have to go too far. Thankfully, Matthew didn't lose out too much. But Kevin up into second, therefore. Allington still with a podium to his name. And if he stays in the slipstream of Kevin,
They might be
I
able
would
to
think
use
that
his
he
wings.
should be able to do that. Yeah, perhaps. Will he have a little move back? I think he'd be happy enough with third, surely.
To be
Yeah.
honest, yeah, I'd
Behind-
say third.
Behind will be by the F1's highest result of the year, and Allington's first podium in WSS, I think, perhaps. Anyway, behind Lopez holding on to fourth. It's been a great drive from the Spaniard so far. Capit fifth, Strana sixth, Junt seventh, Francis eighth, Sven de Vries actually back up into ninth, though he's battling with Fournier. Fournier now back up into ninth, and Sven could lose out to Marcus Riffle. Is Marcus 11th, Canapino down in 12th, Weeks 13th, Hoekstra 14th, and Brewster 15th. So Sandeep Choda, unfortunately, from a P2 start, out of the points. A real shame for them, to be honest. And we're looking back up to the front now. Kevin's actually been able to pull back the gap to 1.4 seconds to La Pasa. So it seems that it was just the worst off starting position for Kevin, which has held him back the most. Allington still there in third. Lopez fourth, still holding on to Capit, Strana, and Junt. Francis there in close pursuit as well as we look down the hanger straight. Look at that, 1 second to La Pasa now from Siggy. The Austrian flying at this stage of the race, but it's a bit too little, a bit too late. Just looking back at some of the other guys, it looks like Capit's actually falling back into the hands of Strana now rather than trying to attack Lopez. Heading into the final chicane, as Allington slowing up a lot there. Hopefully he holds on, but anyway, Martin La Pasa we'll wait and see how that move plays out on Allington, but provisionally anyway, he takes the race 2 win here at Silverstone. Kevin Siggy second, Allington with a phenomenal drive to take third.
He's chuffed
For
the
YDF1, that will launch YDF1 up the table for sure. Fran Lopez does manage to hold on to fourth. Really, really good stuff from the Spaniards to hold on to championship leader Risto Cappi, who finishes fifth. Strana sixth, Junt seventh, Frančić eighth, Fournier ninth. Sven de Vries comes home 10th from the back of the grid, remember, so a great drive from the American. Marcus Riffel 11th, Weeks 12th, Canapino 13th, Hoekstra 14th, and Cameron Brewster takes the final point in 15th, and it was Choda 16th, Solberg 17th, Germs 18th, Mason 19th, Cervic 20th, Wesley Morris 21st, and then your retirements were Argo Tedder in 22nd, Jack Mayer in 24th, and Tomu Cabrera pulled off to the side of the road. To be honest, I don't think he's going to be classified.
No,
So,
he probably won't. He's been sat there for 5-6 laps.
He's 23rd anyway, so whatevs.
What a race that was. What a... Well, obviously we'll have to look at Lopez's move again, but provisionally it was a great drive. We said, you know, he had the pace, we predicted he was going to take the win, and he did it, so ultimately it was a good drive from Lopez. Kevin Siggy did well to get a second position, and then Matthew Allington held on beautifully. You know, he did the best he could against La Passette, but it was a brilliant, well-deserved podium. And to be honest, he could have, if he got he deserved the win, frankly. And he's made if I have to say a driver of the weekend, it will be Matthew Allington. That was just stunning.
I will go for that as well. That is, I'm actually going to have, I think that might very well be his first podium in World Sports Series, because part of the reason why he didn't really want to take part or do too much in 2014 was he didn't like the cars. And all of a sudden, he has found pace, a bit like Tom Parker this year. Let's have a look here. Matthew Allington. That is his first podium in the World Sports Series.
Good on him. It's well deserved.
In fact, that might very well be his first podium at GPVWC.
We'll have to ask him.
We shall have to ask him if he comes in for interviews. Speaking of interviews, let's bring him in. So, we'll start then with Kevin Siggy. Provisional P3 in race 1, a great comeback drive to come home P2 in race 2. Perhaps you could take us through that race 1 incident with Sven de Vries. It just seemed like you tapped the back of him into the arena.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid him as much as possible, but then again I was trying to get as close as possible to him, just to get that move on the inside for the next corner. But unfortunately, I tapped him. So big sorry for Sven. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted a great battle. I mean, I don't deserve anything from race 1, definitely, because of that tap. And I think Sven would have gotten like a podium if that wouldn't happen. And again, sorry Sven for that.
It's good to see you at least apologetic, accepting of your mistake. But to make up for that mistake, a great drive through the field in race 2 with 26 kilograms as well. I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with P2 and only a second off the lead as well.
Oh yeah, I'll be very happy with that. I mean, having those kilos are just insane. Like, you lose so much pace with them, and I was lucky enough that I got through some weird battles, of course. Let's say P5, it was like one of the most horrible battles ever, but okay, I got through it. And I was lucky enough to get that P2 in the end with these kilograms. I'm very happy with myself. Bad luck for Risto though, that spun. But then again, great drive from him back to P5 or something like that.
Yeah, I must say the P5 battle was very hair-raising from our end. But actually, since it's relevant, you're going to your home track in 2 weeks' time, the Red Bull Ring. You weren't able to take any sort of accolade there last time, neither pole position, fastest lap, or a race win. Are you hoping to change that this time around?
Oh, definitely, especially because it's my home track, of course, and I love it. And my goal is just either get the fastest lap or a win or a pole. That's just my goal. Get that one best thing.
And we certainly hope you do get it. Cheers for joining us, Kevin. Congratulations on the results. And now we have the man of the moment, Matthew Allington. I think myself and Stefan were both saying that has got to be one of the drives of the season. Your first podium at GPVWC as well. We believe you must be absolutely thrilled with yourself.
Oh, undoubtedly. I'm still a little speechless, to be honest. That was mega.
You sound it for your own team as well. I mean, that's going to launch you up the table, surely.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling as well. It's quite funny thinking after Turkey I vowed never to race this mod again, and now look what's happened.
Might put yourself in the car for the next few races.
Well, I've provisionally got myself in for the rest of the season, but I've got exams coming up, so I'll have to miss the next round or two.
Either way, though, is this giving you a newfound confidence? Perhaps not, if you're not going to be taking part in the next few rounds or whatever, due to exams, that regardless whether it's with your own team or another team, that you will come back to the car?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
It'll be nice. You deserve a rest, mate. You sound absolutely shattered,
You
so
really do.
congratulations.
Yeah, I've been driving with a bit of a cold today as well. That
With a
doesn't
cold
help
as
really.
well. He's injured. Oh, unbelievable.
Not as injured as certain other people whom I won't mention, but still.
Either way, it was a fabulous drive. Congratulations to you. And it looks like our final interview for today will be Mr. Eric Strana, who was P2 in race 1 after a fantastic battle with Canapino. Close, but no cigar, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought I had the race pace advantage over him, if that's even a word combination. I think it is. Because for a few laps, maybe he was just playing. I don't know, but he was making mistakes and sliding and all kinds of stuff, and I was just driving as straight as I could and got past, and then I pulled a bit of a gap, but then I don't know if my tires went or he put the foot down, and then I couldn't really do much. I messed up all of sector 1, and then I got out of the slipstream window that you have, and after that I just drove it home basically. So not bad.
And of course, it was a decent result in race 2 as well. I'm very interested to know what Ice Cold's ambitions are now that we're past the halfway point of this point series. You've obviously lost your reigning champion Jesper Nielsen. Emil Solberg's come in, seems to be doing a decent job, but are you aiming for the team's title just like last year? And you yourself, are you aiming to be anywhere near the driver's title battle, or are you being a bit more reserved and seeing just where you end up at the end of the year?
Yeah, the latter. I'm gonna miss next event, the next event even. So I know I'm not gonna be up with in the top. I know that. I'm gonna prioritize my graduation over sim racing, unfortunately.
I think that's a fair reason, to be fair.
I wouldn't normally, but okay, this time. But yeah, I mean, it's a good way of learning the tracks for Formula Challenge to see where you can pass and how the racing generally is. I found so I'm probably going to use it for that main purpose, WSS now. And then see how high we can get up. I mean, we can go high, then of course that's going to be nice. But I'm more aiming at ITC and Formula Challenge for now.
Well done on your two very good scoring points finishes today anyway, and thank you to everyone for the interviews. If you like that sort of action, then perhaps you should join us tomorrow at roughly the same time. We missed out, unfortunately, at the Brazilian GT Cup, but we are back with World GT. Tomorrow is the Turkish GT Cup, where so far we've had a certain Peruvian driver walking away with it. Can anyone challenge him? Tune in tomorrow to find out, and then next week it's back to the career ladder, and we're back at Silverstone Open Series and Formula Challenge on the Tuesday, Super Cup on the Wednesday, and Super League on the Thursday, and then in 2 weeks' time on the Monday we are back with the International Touring Cup. We're in New Zealand at Manfield. On the Tuesday, we're then the Atlantic Series. It's the Indy Classic, going to be a very exciting event, that one. I think I might be driving a certain safe car. I don't know. We'll wait and see on that one. Special appearance in a much slower car to everyone else. Bit of a cameo, perhaps, in the works. And then, of course, join us 2 weeks in on Wednesday when we are going to be heading to the Red Bull Ring. And if my sources are correct, we are hopefully going to be using not the A1 ring, which we've been using in past years, but actually the proper Red Bull Ring, a proper upgrade to the circuit. Should be very exciting. So, I would just like to take these final few moments to thank my cameraman and co-commentator for 2 or 3 minutes, Mr. Mike Phillips, for an excellent job today. Once again, to Stefan McCready for being by my side once again, giving us a great in-detail look at the action. I've been James Kirk, and from all of us here, it's a very warm goodbye.